at the spectacular Atlanta Stadium, ranked the best American World Cup venue by USA Today. In less than 6 hours, Cabo Verde takes on powerhouse Spain in Atlanta's first World Cup match of the tournament.
Yeah, and we're checking back in with Buck Lanford, who has the fun assignment of the morning. So, Buck, I just send this right on over to you.
Yeah, beautiful morning out here, too. You can see the sun getting ready to come up behind us. Just a beautiful shot of the city of Atlanta. Everybody's hyped. Everybody's excited about what's coming up today. The match starts at noon. The gates are going to open 3 hours earlier, so they'll open at 9 a.m., so in about 3 hours. So for a preview of this matchup between what we're calling David versus Goliath, number 2 in the world versus number 67 in the world, let's check in with Good Day's Mark Teichner. He's outside the stadium this morning as well. Mark?
Yeah, good morning, Buck. And on paper, this should be no matchup on the field. Spain should be able to wipe it up pretty easily. But as we say, they don't play the game on paper. And both teams expect this to be a hard-fought battle. La Roja and the Blue Sharks, España, Cabo Verde. Whatever you call it, today's match between Spain and Cape Verde is a David versus Goliath affair. Spain comes in as the number 2 team in the world and is picked by experts to be among the handful of squads actually capable of winning the World Cup. The team is full of household names, including teen sensation Lamine Yamal, who is nursing a hamstring but is expected to come off the bench. After practicing yesterday at Kennesaw State, coach Luis de la Fuente told reporters he's not expecting a pushover.
We'll try to perform at our best because the match will require us to do so. If you think that Cape Verde will be an easy match, you're wrong. I'm sure it will prove you wrong.
Cape Verde is the 3rd lowest ranked team in the tournament. With just over 500,000 people, it's also the 3rd smallest country to ever play in the World Cup. An archipelago off the West African coast, its president hopes the World Cup helps put Cape Verde on the map.
The presence of Cabo Verde in this World Cup is not only in terms of football, because it opens other avenues for the country.
As Buck mentioned, the gates are going to open at 9 a.m. That's a little earlier as far as football games, American football games would be considered, so expect some folks to show up as a result of that. And if you are coming out, just a reminder, there's a bunch of rules about what you're allowed to bring in, what you're not allowed to bring in. They are online, and one thing you want to think about is that clear bag policy. If you don't have tickets and you want to get tickets, they are still available, but it's going to cost you an awful lot of money on the secondary market. And then one last thing, the cheapest way to watch the game is, of course, right here on Fox 5. Buck, back to you.
Yeah, you don't have to wait in line for the bathroom or anything. You got snacks in the fridge. Watch it right there on Fox 5. Good stuff, Mark. Thank you. So as we mentioned, Spain making their 17th World Cup appearance. They won the whole thing in 2010. Cabo Verde making their very first World Cup appearance. So it should be fun to watch today. Let's talk about inside the pitch, the grass that these teams are going to play on. It was installed about a week ago. We got a sneak peek inside a little bit earlier. We're going to be heading back in there a little bit later this hour. I turned artificial turf into hybrid turf with real grass and artificial carpeting around it. So this particular grass has been growing between 12 to 18 months. It was trucked in from a sod farm in Colorado. So here's a little more about that.
Our specific overlay is a aluminum concert decking or aluminum event decking that we put down first, and that was at the request of FIFA. And then we brought in 3 inches of sand, which they determined was the adequate amount of sand that they'd like to see here, and then a specific grass that was grown for this tournament and selected by FIFA. We brought that in as well.
It's funny, I walked inside earlier this morning and it just smells like a field, like grass. And you're used to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium with the artificial turf. It smells like you're outdoors in a field somewhere. So Atlanta Stadium is the only indoor stadium of the 12 World Cup venues here in the United States. The roof will be closed today, even though today is not a bad day for a little roof open action. The official World Cup soccer ball, it's specially made too, designed by Adidas just specifically for this tournament. Yeah, a lot of science behind this thing, too. We're talking about aerodynamics. This ball was studied in a wind tunnel, so no excuses. New ball is made for every World Cup, and it's happened every year since 1970. It's one of the most textured designs that expert John Goff says that he's ever seen.
possible that the ball could travel a little less far compared to the predecessors, but because of the grooves in the ball, the boot might actually be able to get hold of it a little better, get a lot of backspin on it, and you have this lovely Magnus effect, as it's called, where you can get a little up force on the ball due to the backspin.
So the ball also features a color scheme that celebrates the World Cup host nations. So, of course, USA, one of those host nations. Looking ahead, here are the other 7 upcoming matches in Atlanta. Thursday, Czech Republic's going to take on South Africa. And then Sunday, it's Spain again. They're going to take on Saudi Arabia, another Group H match. Wednesday, June 24th, Morocco and Haiti will do battle. And then Saturday, June 27th, is Congo and Uzbekistan. Then July 1st, the first knockout stage match. That's a round of 32 match. And then July 7th, a round of 16 match, followed by July 15th, which will be a semifinal match. That will be huge right here at Atlanta Stadium. That's where we are live this morning. Now, coming up a little bit later.